really good to see you. I'm really happy to see you today. We're just going to do a chill. We're going to go back to our depression ASMR roots today. And we're going to do, I think, some cool binaural tapping. I have been studying some of my favorite ASMR artists, and I really realized that I really like it when people do the cup. ASMR Winky does it often. Definitely check him out. But today we're going to do some ASMR for depression. We're going to talk about cognitive behavioral therapy again. I know we've been spending a long time with dialectical behavioral therapy, and I am excited to bring this to you. And this other trigger I found, I really like this sound too. If I can do it right. There we go. What do you think of that? So I wanted to talk with you today about your automatic thoughts. Do you remember a long time ago, almost a year ago now, we talked about automatic thoughts? Do you remember what they are? Well, so I put a handout down in the description for you. It's a handout I was given, it must have been, I don't remember when I was given it. Either during the hospitalization or I was given it by a psychologist that I worked with. I'm a little bit sore today, but being with you makes it worth it. I like this sound too. These cards, these universe playing cards, they're so pretty. I've got all the different little necklaces and stuff that I love. So, as you remember from the theory of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, the idea is that it's not just a neurotransmitter imbalance in depression, but you've actually created inappropriate neuronal connections from one neuron to another neuron, that frequently you traverse with the same electric signals. In other words, you have these thoughts, and these thoughts that you've been forced to have either because of a neurotransmitter imbalance or because of something that happened to you, or just because you just weren't taught different kinds of coping mechanisms, right? Those thoughts cause you to have certain changes in your mood. You have thoughts like in your frontal cortex, which is where your thinking happens, right? And when those thoughts are completed, they send signals to your amygdala, your hippocampus, where your hippocampus sends information back to be sad. And so then you get this feedback loop where you have unhappy thoughts that then give you unhappy feelings, that then give you more unhappy thoughts and give you negative functioning behaviors where it's difficult for you to do anything that you want to do, and difficult for you to enjoy your life, right? So, in order to avoid that, because you can't always attack your feelings, medication can help with that, but you can directly impact your thoughts, right? So, but the problem is catching it, right? The problem is that sometimes it's really, really, really hard to catch when you're having automatic thoughts that are bad for you. It can be really, really easy just to keep the same patterns or not notice them or not know what to do with them when you find them, right? So you and I are going to go on a search and destroy mission. So I'm going to need you to take the handout that I gave you, right? Not this one. This has been eaten by my sweet family. What if I brush your face a little bit? How do you feel about that? I really like visual triggers. I picked this up because I thought it was a pen, but it is not a pen. I think I've lost my pen forever. But say we have a pen. What I want you to do is download the handout and play along with me, right? So, the first handout, the page that's not upside down, has these 2 columns in it, 3 columns I think it is, right? 3 little columns in it. And it's called, it says worksheet 5.1 at the top. It says separating situations, moods, and thoughts. So situations. I want you to think about situations that have distressed you in the past. Situations where you have trouble coping. And then I want you to write down the mood that those situations put you in, right? The mood. Okay. And then you'll see in the last column there, in the last column there, it says automatic thoughts or images that come to your mind. Okay. So in that last column, what I want you to do is answer some of these questions. What was going through your mind just before you started to feel this way? What was going through your mind just before you started to feel this way? And then next, what does this thought say about me? Because what it's saying may not be true. It's saying may not be true. It's a thought you have. That's right. What does this thought mean about me? What does this thought mean about my life? What does this thought mean about my future? What am I afraid might happen? What am I afraid might happen? Take time to write your answer. Take time to write your answer. What is the worst thing that could happen if this thought is true? Like the absolute worst thing. And then I want to ask yourself, how likely is that actually to happen in real life? What's the most realistic thing that would actually happen? How can I prepare for the worst thing so that I can feel better? What can I actually do? What can you actually do? Because you'll feel better if you're prepared already for the worst thing. Right? What's the best thing that could happen? What's the best thing that could happen? What does this mean about how other people feel or think about me? And then I would ask, why does it matter what they think about me? What will they do to me if this is true? Whose opinion do I actually care about? And whose opinion just kind of makes me uncomfortable? Also, am I reading somebody's mind and I actually don't know what they think about me, but I think they think this about me? You should go back to the 10 Common Thinking Errors video about the 10 most harmful thoughts. Right? Because those thinking errors are like sticky fingers. Thinking errors like the idea that you know what someone else thinks of you when you probably don't. What does this thought mean about the other persons or people in general? That's another place you can find errors because, for example, maybe you think someone doesn't like you because of something you did. But does that mean they would be a really judgmental person? And if so, is that fair to them to assume that about them? What images or memories do I have in this situation? So you can practice this. You can practice this thought system. There's another page here that is upside down. This is the not upside down page. It's the most important page. The first page, the upside down page, you'll probably have to flip over. But to practice identifying automatic thoughts, or if you print it out, it's not going to be a problem. You can practice these situations. You can practice writing out these situations. And you can read through these questions. If you can identify your own automatic thoughts, then you can answer them. So what I'd like you to do is what I had to do in 2020, at the beginning of 2020. I had to have a handout like this that was printed out, and I had to carry it with me. And every time I was in distress, I had to write out my automatic negative thoughts right there. You can carry a small notebook, fold this up and put it in there. Right? There's ways, there's possibilities. I hope this mic brushing works because I really like doing it. I really do. It feels nice. I don't know why I tilt my head up like that all the time. My husband makes fun of me a little bit for it. This has been a very short little video. But I really want to focus on that. I want you to try this, okay? I know sometimes you just listen and you don't actually do. I know you. And I want you to actually do, okay? Because you matter. You matter. And I may not know you, and I may be a jerk. Maybe we've met each other and I was a jerk to you. My opinion of you is not the opinion that matters. But you matter to me. There's only one person whose opinion actually matters. And most of you don't even know that person. You matter. And your thoughts are hurting you. I would like to hurt you. If I had a sniper rifle and I could just shoot down the things that were hurting you, I would love that. The problem is, only you can determine what's actually hurting you, because only you are in your brain. You, and if you know him, the Most High. Because something that maybe is a harmful thought for me might not be. Might have different consequences in our brains. So much more than the other. What's your favorite trigger? A lot of people listen to ASMR because they feel comfortable. And sometimes they listen to ASMR because they don't actually want to deal with the problem. They just want to forget about it for a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. The DBT technique of distraction is a very legit technique. But at some point you gotta pull out that CBT and you gotta get down to work. You gotta make it happen. Because you're worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. I'm gonna whisper some random things into your ear now. Depression ASMR with a real doctor. Depression ASMR with a real doctor. What do you think of those, like, enunciations? Tapping, 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 right? Tapping. What else did we do? We did some visual triggers. Visual visual trigger. Depression ASMR with a real doctor. Sticky tapping. Sticky tapping. on this thing. I should pull on. Binaural. Sticky tapping. Depression ASMR. Depression. ASMR for depression. ASMR. Asthma for depression. Just saying a bunch of things. Look, if you want something that actually works, take some time and work on that. Work on that little thing. So, and that's something you can do on your own without a therapist. Remember, of course, I am an affiliate with BetterHelp.com. So you can go to betterhelp.com/drjen. You can get a therapist through there. And you get 10% off. And of course, it's cool because it'll help you and it also helps someone else. Because I get 10%. I don't get 10%, but I do get a commercial commission. And then from there, I go ahead and donate to human trafficking organizations. So by getting care for yourself, you're helping someone else. That's cool. Here's the thing though, if you can't afford that, go to your local health department and see if you qualify for free therapy, okay? What's important is that you get care. You can text the crisis text line. I always list their number below, and they can get you connected with free care too. You can get taken care of, and if you don't qualify for free care, you know, you've got your backup link. You've got betterhelp.com/drjen. And of course, more importantly, you're not alone, okay? You're not alone. So we're going to be starting a cool little pen pal thing on this channel, probably next week. I wanted to do it in a special social media platform that I had been working on for you, but it looks like we're just going to go ahead and start that in Discord. And then we'll migrate elsewhere. And what's going to happen is you're going to pick a pen pal. You're going to talk a little bit about yourself, and you guys will make agreements to check in and kind of be each other's depression accountability buddies. Not therapists, okay? But just like make a new friend and make a safety plan for how you can contact a therapist for each other if you need help. And just kind of get connected and do some of these handout exercises together that are in the depression club here, okay, that are in the depression playlist, and then kind of talk to each other and be accountable to each other, help each other feel better. Sticky. So that's going to be in the Discord. I'm going to post a link in the community tab soon. Keep an eye on it. It might actually be under this video later, but definitely keep an eye on it and help each other out. You're not alone, and you matter, and I appreciate you, and I'm happy to see you here, and I hope this was kind of relaxing. Here's the fact of the matter is, you might be feeling suicidal. You might want to die. Suicide is no joke. I've been there, dude. I have. I've been there. The problem is it's very permanent and you can't change your mind afterwards. Make sure you do things that you have a way out. So don't commit suicide. Because what's sad is that most people would have changed their minds afterwards. Most people who have an attempt afterwards, after a couple months, a couple years, like they end up regretting that they did that, and they don't want to have done that. They don't want to do that because they would have changed their minds. And that's the thing, is like, if you die, you don't get to change your mind. You don't get a chance to change your mind, and you know what? You never know what's going to happen. You never know if the next day was the day that your neurotransmitters were going to fix and feel better. You never know if the next month was the month you were going to meet that someone special you don't know. And you might say, no, that's never going to happen to me. But that's the thing, is you don't know. You're not God. You don't know the future. You don't know if the future is going to be awful or if the future is going to be wonderful. You got to find out. You don't know. And that's why I can be kind of tough on you sometimes, because I needed tough when I was in this kind of situation. Dude, you don't know. So don't back yourself into a hole. Don't back yourself into a hole, my dear, dear, sweet, suicidal friend. I have a whole playlist of depression ASMR you can listen to. And I am an actual physician. Nothing here is for diagnosis or treatment of medical, actual diseases, but it is information that you can use that's real. CBT is one of the few cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT is one of the few therapies that was found to be equivalent to medication. So that's pretty cool. So if you combine it, if you get your therapist or your doctor to prescribe you medication, and you do a little self-CBT, dude, you'll be golden. Keep fighting, okay? Keep fighting for my sake and for your sake, because I'm connected to you. Now that we've looked at each other, now that we've had communication through this weird electrical thing that is the internet. You know, your own brain is just electricity, right? So in some ways we've connected with the most intimate connection of all, which is electricity. Even though we don't know each other well, okay? So don't leave me here. If you get hurt, it hurts me. It makes me sad. I mean, that's why I kind of have to isolate from humanity a little bit, to tell you the truth. Because I get so hurt and angry, and then I can misbehave when other people are hurt. It's very easy for me to want to lash out when somebody is hurting somebody, or somebody is hurting. And even if it's not someone I know very well, I've talked to people and just like wept hearing their stories, just because I feel it. And so maybe there's something wrong with me. The fact is that I need you, and every time I hear from one of you that you're doing better and that you're doing well, then I feel better. And there's it makes sense. I might just have some overactive mirror neurons. Mirror neurons are a real thing.